Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I have a bit of a different video today than normal, and that's actually a skincare haul, but it's a kind of higher end skincare haul, and it's from the brand Fresh. Now I've only ever used one of their products, and that was their kind of overnight lip balm, and I have to say that was the best lip balm I've ever used, and that was kind of the reason that this haul kind of happened. I actually was in London with my family and we were just walking down the road and I actually saw a Fresh store, and I've never seen one before in person, and I know it's quite hard to find online, so I basically went in to rebuy that lip balm. And while we were there, my mum actually bought me quite a lot of their skincare, and this was kind of like an early Christmas present. So the kind of like prompts behind this is I have really bad skin, so I obviously have acne, as you can see through my makeup, but it's not just that. I have a lot of redness to my skin where the acne is kind of not fully faded once it's gone, and kind of when I do break out, it just takes a very long time for the acne to go away. It's not to the extent that it is cystic acne. It's not as bad as I know a lot of people, whenever I've watched like acne videos online, I have seen obviously people with worse acne than me, but it's still to the extent I obviously want it gone. From a very vain point of view, I want nice skin. It's basically this simple kind of reason for it. And I've tried so much skincare over the years, and I've had diet tests, and I've kind of gone on like the contraceptive pill to kind of help with it. I've tried absolutely everything, but over the past couple of years I've kind of been reading more on kind of higher end skincare and the actual ingredients behind it, and I must admit I've always kind of been a bit hesitant because I'm kind of like, it's so expensive. So I will say straight away, this is not a budget skincare haul. It is very expensive. I think it comes to about £200 everything in here, and I've been using it for a couple of days, and I must say I have really noticed a difference. Like I said, I've had bad skin for about 10 years, so even if it's expensive, if I can find the one thing that works, I kind of don't care how much it costs, because like I said, I've had acne for 10 years and I just kind of want it gone. So this was like I said, I didn't pay for this. This was a kind of Christmas present from my mum. This was obviously my main present. So I've got quite a few things, and I have to say, when we went in there and I was kind of talking to the girl briefly, I think it's probably one of the best customer service experience I've ever had, because even though she was obviously trying to sell us products, there was no hard sales. Because one of the things that kind of stood out to me, I will get to the haul in a minute, I promise, one of the things that kind of stood out to me was when she was asking about the skincare I used, and I said I use predominantly Soap and Glory, and she said that that is way too harsh for my skin. I have very sensitive skin. But one thing that stood out to me was she asked what exfoliator I used, and I said that I use the Pixie Glow tonic, and she said that's absolutely fine to carry on using. So I kind of knew that she kind of knew what she was talking about, because she didn't try and sell me something else. She actually said carry on using this thing from a different brand, whereas it wasn't like, oh no, that's rubbish, try ours. And I was kind of talking to her about the products that I was using, and she said that it's way too harsh for my skin. So I'm gonna now actually get into the haul and show you everything that we've got. So I'm going to start off with this kind of gift set. This was not the first thing I got, but there's a reason that I'm showing it first, and that was purely because of the cleanser. So the cleanser that I've now started using is this, and it's called the Soy Face Cleanser. I actually have a bigger bottle. This was, I believe, around £30, but I've misplaced the big bottle. It's in the bathroom, so I'm purely showing you this first just so that I can show you the smaller cleanser. So the set came with exactly the same cleanser in a small size, and I actually use this. So this is the Soy Face Cleanser, and this is, it's rich in amino acid, and this is a very gentle cleanser. So I use this when I wear makeup. I always remove my makeup with like micellar water, and then I will do a pre-cleanse, and so this is what I use for the pre-cleanse, and then I will double cleanse. So I use this to pre-cleanse to kind of remove the remainder of my makeup, just because if I try and remove my makeup just with cleanser and not with micellar water, it just gets too messy. My skin never feels very clean. So I always use micellar water and like kind of cotton pads to remove the bulk of it. Then I'll use this to remove the remainder. And then when I double cleanse, what I do, and this is what she actually recommended, is I mix this Soy Face Cleanser with this, and this is their clay purifying mask. So I will kind of get a small scoop of this, and then a small scoop of the cleanser, mix them together and use that as my second cleanse. And I use that every time I wear makeup as my second cleanse, or if I've not worn makeup that day, I kind of skip the pre-cleanse and I will just cleanse with the Soy Face Cleanser and this mixed together as kind of like my only cleanse. I don't double cleanse when I don't wear makeup. Now this is expensive. This was £47, which is a lot, but like I said, if it does work, I'm kind of prepared to pay that amount of money, because like I said, I've tried so many things. I kind of just want to find something that works regardless of the price. And so this is what it looks like, and then you actually have a little spatula as well that I've been using to scrape the product out and put it onto the back of my hand, and everything feels very expensive and nice. and I've used this a couple of times now. As you can see, it's just a kind of green clay mask, and this smells really nice as well, very fresh as like the name would suggest. And so this just basically helps to draw out the impurities from my skin. And like I said, I've only been using these for a couple of days now, but I have really noticed a difference. But I don't know if that's just my skin's kind of taking to the new cleansers and then it will become immune to it. Like, I will post an update video probably in a couple of months time, but when I was talking to the lady, she said predominantly even like the gentle cleansers that you get from the high street, the ingredients in them are too harsh. So because I have sensitive skin, I don't think it's that my skin's breaking out in terms of like diet and lifestyle, although there definitely can be triggers. I think it's just almost like a flare up kind of allergy. That's why it's not like cystic acne, it's just very red and kind of raw. And then the next thing that we got was this, and this is the Rose Fresh face mask, and she said to use this 3 times a week, basically just to add the moisture back to your skin. Because this is drying out all the impurities, it can quite dry out your skin. This was £47 as well, and I remember using something similar to this a couple of years ago, but it was a high street equivalent, so it wasn't as gentle. And this kind of disappears onto your skin when you do put it on, but you do still need to wash it off, and I leave this on for about 5-10 minutes, and it just smells of rose, and that's what that looks like. It's kind of like an orange goo, so that's basically just to add moisture back into my skin. And I've basically stopped using all of the skincare that I've been using, and I'm just using this and my Pixie Glow, like I said. And I do have some moisturizers as well from the brand I'll get to in a minute, but I've been really liking this. And what I'll do is, just because I'm not going to be able to explain all the skincare properties, I don't want to get anything wrong, I'll link to all of these products down below on the website. There is actually another mask that I do want to try if these work out well. I was kind of looking online, but it's their kind of glow mask. I think it kind of does something similar to the Glam Glow, where it just adds obviously a glow to your skin. So if these work out well, I might put that on my birthday list. I don't know if this is part of their permanent line. I think it was just a Christmas set. So this was £56, and then you have a sample size of the Soy Face Cleanser, which is the normal cleanser I've been using. And then obviously, as you can see, there's an item missing from here, which I'll get to in a minute. So it also comes with one of their sugar lip balms, which, like I said, they're the best lip balms I've ever used. This is a day one, so it has SPF, and it's a rose scent. I kind of wish it was just a plain lip balm. I don't think I'm going to wear this that much because I'm not a massive fan of red lips, which is a shame, but this smells absolutely amazing. And I've never tried any of their lip balms with SPF. I've just used the overnight one. These are just really good quality lip balms, and they also have a screw lock. I might swatch this as well just so you can see. Okay, so it is very subtle, the red, but like I said, I wish it was clear, but that's no big deal. So I actually haven't worn that yet because I would normally wear these overnight, but because it's SPF, I can't do that. And then I'm going to start with the thing that was missing, and that was one of their sugar scrubs. And my mum's actually taken that purely because she said that exfoliant would be too harsh for my skin, so my mum's taken that. But I'll still link that down below if you are interested, if you have kind of tougher skin than I do. And that was just their sugar face polish. Obviously I'm using the Pixie Glow in terms of the exfoliant. And then the final 2 items I have are the moisturizer and the eye cream, and these are both from their Lotus Youth Preserve range. So this is the moisturizer. I'm not too sure how much it is on its own. When I looked on the website, I think it was around £50, and so it's just a clear moisturizer. And it just smells of cucumbers. It reminds me of the Yes 2 cucumbers from, I can't remember the name of the brand. I think it's just called the like Yes 2 and then cucumber carrots or whatever, which I've also used that, but again it was a bit too harsh for my skin, even though that did claim to be all natural. I must admit, I've been a bit hit and miss with moisturizers in the past because they've either been way too heavy or my skin has already felt oily that I don't want to add more oil to it. But I have found the days when I don't wear moisturizer, my skin kind of compensates for that by producing more oil. And I think it was just that I was using the wrong moisturizer for my skin. I was using one from Soap and Glory and I thought it was amazing, but looking back, it was not right for my skin. It was way too heavy. It would take like hours to sink in, so I would never wear moisturizer in the morning because I just couldn't have it sink in time and then do my makeup. Whereas this sinks in more or less instantly, but it's not drying. Whereas a lot of the kind of quicker absorbing moisturizers I've got from the high street, they have alcohol in, so it kind of, the moisturizer sinks in really quickly, then it just instantly dries out your skin. So I have found that I think if I was to just be using the skincare and not the moisturizer, I wouldn't have noticed a difference. So I think it might even be the actual moisturizer I was using, because I tended to use it every other day because I thought if I used it too much, my skin would get too oily, and if I didn't use it at all, my skin would be too dry. So I think, looking back in hindsight, I think I was just using too rich a moisturizer for my skin. And I must admit, I do really like this. I'm not a massive fan of the scent. It's in no way unpleasant. I just don't really like the cucumber scent in a moisturiser or in skincare, but it's no big deal. And it just feels very fresh, and it's not sitting on your skin for hours. It does, obviously it takes like 5-10 minutes to sink in, but then when it does sink in, your skin just feels very fresh and hydrated. And like I said, because I don't believe this has alcohol in it, your skin doesn't feel overly dry afterwards. And then the final product we've got is their eye cream. I'm not too sure of the price of this on its own. I have to link it below. And this is from the Lotus range as well. And I have to say, out of everything I've tried, this was probably the most instant wow product. I put this on and my eyes just felt instantly hydrated. It more or less sunk in straight away, but again, not in the extent that it was kind of drying out my skin. And then this is just a small white cream as well. This is going to last a really long time, so this will be the one thing that, like I said, I haven't been using these products enough to form a really in-depth opinion. Like, as first impressions, I'm really impressed. But I would say with this one, even if nothing else works out, I would repurchase this eye cream. It's really good. I did tend to be a bit lapsed with eye cream as well, purely again because the one I was using in the past was too heavy. And like I said, I'm 24 now. I had to think for a minute how old I was. I'm 24 now, so I've not got massive wrinkles. I do have a few fine lines under my eyes from when I used to rub them as a child, but if I can use this now and hopefully prevent the wrinkles in the long term, you know, this would be a really good product. So I'm really impressed with this. I would say if you had to get anything, I would really recommend this if you do have kind of sensitive skin like mine. My skin is very it's obviously very acne prone, but it kind of ranges from being very dry to very oily. And I know that it's not, I don't drink enough water, because I do tend to drink between 2 to 3 litres of water a day anyway. I kind of know that it isn't my diet or my lifestyle that it's affecting my skin. Like I said, if I obviously do have I have an intolerance to dairy, so if I do have a bit too much dairy, I definitely notice an issue, but that isn't the main root of what I think is causing my acne. So I think hopefully in the long term I will really notice a difference with these products. And I have to say, out of any skincare I've used, I notice the most difference with these, so hopefully this will work out. I will do kind of an updated review in probably a few months if you're interested in that, but I might even do this as like a skincare diary, because I know that there are definitely a lot of people out there like me that do have struggles with your skin. And like I said, I know this is in no way a budget haul, but it's got to the stage now that I kind of don't care what it costs. If I can find something that I know works, I don't mind investing my money into that in terms of my skin. And it's also just from like a personal point of view, like getting ready in the morning, especially for work and stuff, I have to spend a lot of time kind of covering it up, whereas I'd much rather have that time doing something else. And then it kind of just feels very heavy on your skin, which kind of, I think, triggers the acne again. So if my skin can improve, I can then obviously hopefully wear less makeup as well, which would be great. So that's everything I have to say about these products. I hope you enjoyed the haul, and I'll see you next time.